Friends, welcome at the Summary Club. Today we have a very unusual, quite esoteric and controversial, but recently rapidly gaining popularity topic. As you know, we have quite a long time ago begun to briefly consider all the major world religions, scientific and philosophical teachings, and in principle, have already filmed one of the largest and most popular series about it. And everything would be fine. But now we have more and more questions from viewers and readers about various nuances, and this time after the big review of shamanism we were asked to tell more about the so-called jungle medicine, and in particular about rape ceremonies, because there is more and more information on the internet that this is the most effective of the legal and non-drug ways, so to speak, to expand your consciousness. In addition, you can also improve your body and even reach a new level of your development. What is rape really about? Rape is a tool that helps you open the depths of your consciousness, feel the energy flows, purify yourself, and free yourself from negativity in any of its manifestations. Yes, it's not a cure-all, and it's not going to bring you to enlightenment right away. But step by step, gradually you can learn to work with consciousness and subconsciousness, to work through fears and emotions, to eventually come to tranquility and perhaps even complete liberation. And of course, in order not to be unsubstantiated, we also contacted some of the best and most famous experts on Rapé ceremonies, including the owners of one of the largest online stores in this topic, offering more than a dozen different flavors and varieties of rapeseed, where each has its own unique properties, or as they say, character. They have also for many years been holding regular rape ceremonies and various spiritual practices in order to bring together spiritual people for whom self-knowledge and development has become part of life or its main goal. Together we will try to understand this difficult and mysterious subject, what a real rape is made of. And so it is obviously known that shamans of the Amazon countries have for hundreds and even thousands of years used for healing parts of various herbs, shrubs, and trees that grow only in the tropical forests of South America and are considered sacred. Moreover, it is already scientifically proven that the therapeutic properties are attributed to them not only because they have long been the subject of myths and legends. These plants have rightfully earned the honor of being called sacred because of their proven effective influence on the human body. The making of rape is always a manual job because gathering certain parts of plants, preparing and mixing them in the right proportions requires a lot of knowledge and experience. Moreover, the composition of shamanic plant mixtures is unique, so each variety has its own power and effect. In fact, all varieties of rapeseed have only one thing in common: the ability to heal not only the physical body, but also the human spirit, first of all. Rape is used by shamans to maintain strength of mind, health, and the ability to lead a harmonious life. In the traditions of indigenous tribes, the composition is used for various purposes, from curing diseases of any severity to predicting the weather in the future. And of course for them it's not just a tradition or some kind of primitive fashion, it is every time a real sacred ritual and a real ceremony, even if the reception takes place in solitude. And most importantly, rape leads a person step by step along the path of self-knowledge, harmony with the world, and a new perspective on external events. Yes, rape, as practitioners and shamans say, gradually opens the ability to see the world with different eyes, where any problems will be solvable, because you will know what steps and when you should take in order to come to your real goal as quickly and effectively as possible, and most importantly as environmentally friendly as possible without harming other people and nature. And, of course, an important difference between rape and any chemicals or drugs is that rape is not addictive, doesn't change the psyche, and has no side effects on your health. It gently and smoothly teaches the brain to react differently to external situations that previously seemed stressful or even intractable to you. That is its great benefit and the main advantage. That's why the use of rapeseed is approved all over the world. After all, it often eliminates the problem at its root, rather than treating the consequences and symptoms.
Subscribe to the Summary Club and watch short versions of the most popular and useful videos every day.
And the most important question is whether it's worth using rapeseed at all and having the appropriate ceremonies. Unfortunately or fortunately, only you can answer it yourself according to your own feelings, experience, and perception of the world. We can only list the pros and cons of rapeseed and add that, in general, there is no particular health risk from the use of these mixtures. And though usually tribes keep the exact ingredients of their rapeseed mixtures a secret. But then again, quality traditional rape consists only of natural ingredients, usually bark, roots, and leaves of medicinal plants that won't harm your health. Also, it is not some kind of drug and is not particularly addictive. Of course, for the last 100 years medicine has been actively studying herbal remedies and their effects on the body from a scientific point of view, as well as trying to reproduce synthesized analogs. But despite all the latest scientific advances, natural medicinal plants are still recognized as more useful and effective, with minimal contraindications. So, although this question is controversial, the facts so far speak for themselves. At the moment, there are practically no special contraindications and risks of taking these mixtures for a healthy person, and the possible benefits are quite significant, especially for those who are engaged in some practices or just want to try something new. According to shamans, people who use rape in spiritual practice are quickly transformed and reach a new level of development. Their condition becomes more balanced, and they learn to observe themselves, monitor their reactions and negative emotions, and work with them on their own. They no longer need to go to fortune tellers, coaches, extrasensors or psychologists to do this. Rape itself is able to purify the spirit and mind to such an extent that the person himself becomes able to dive into the depths of his consciousness and engage in self-exploration and other useful practices much more effectively. So, if you have a demand to try to become a psychologist for yourself and deal with most of the problems yourself, and maybe even learn the true structure of the world, the causes, effects and sources of negativity, as well as learn how to provide spiritual support to your loved ones, then we as a portal of learning and self-development may well recommend to try to experiment with such a tool as rapeseed. It is truly a rare known remedy with practically no contraindications and no narcotic nature. It's a natural stimulant from sacred plants from the real shamans of Amazonia, used by practitioners for many hundreds of years. Only, of course, as a postscript, you shouldn't buy rape from unproven people because, of course, there is always the possibility of buying just dried parsley from grandma's garden under the guise of rape, and perhaps something worse. Also, rapeseed cannot be used without a special tube, otherwise there is always a chance that something can go wrong and the mixture will not go where it was planned. So if you decide to do such experiments, order real rapeseed from proven online stores that really cooperate with the real shamans of Amazonia to avoid having the first negative experience and spoiling your impressions. And of course, as always, we read and respond to absolutely all comments, so feel free to write about your experiences with rapeseed and other jungle medicine. Also, check out our other Summary Club videos as well. Good luck to you all. And friend, don't forget to subscribe to the Summary Club for becoming more successful, educated, kinder and wiser every day. Save hundreds of hours and dollars spending on boring regular education. Feel free to write your opinions and questions about each video. We read all the comments. In addition, go to our official website where you can find reading materials or watch other videos on channel and links in the description. All the best.